All right, I want to turn now to that tape that Marquise had actually just been mentioning. And for this, we're joined now by Yahoo Finance's Rick Newman to talk about those recordings that were released over the weekend of the president trying to cajole, perhaps even coerce, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Kemp into finding more than 11,000 votes to help him win the presidential election. Let's first listen to that conversation.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state, and flipping the state is a great testament to our country, because, you know, it's a testament that they can admit to a mistake, or whatever you want to call it, if it was a mistake. I don't know.
All right, Rick, I think my head kind of exploded when I heard those recordings, and I was like, I have to talk to Rick about this tomorrow on the show. So here you are. So let's start there with this tape. I mean, we were just hearing from Marquise about the Senate runoff elections in Georgia, which of course are critically important for deciding who's going to hold power in the Senate. It could go for the Democrats, or it could stay firmly in the hands of Republicans. Do you think that this conversation might have any impact on that election at all?
It's really interesting. It could. So to sort of handicap this, it would affect the outcome if there were some, let's say, Republicans who still haven't voted, who are turned off by this and say, you know what, I was going to vote for the Republicans, but I'm not going to turn out and vote after all. This disgusts me. But look, pollsters have no idea what's going to happen in Georgia. I don't think the betting markets you referred to have any idea either. And just to go back to this phone call, I mean, this is sad and desperate on multiple levels. First of all, Lyndon Johnson knew how to rig an election, and this is not how you do it. You don't rig an election 2 months after the vote when the votes have been counted, recounted, and everything else under a national glare. Second, that Trump is still talking about overturning the presidential vote when what Republicans are mostly worried about is the Senate vote we've been talking about. And third, even if Trump were able to steal these votes and overturn the election in Georgia, he still wouldn't win. He'd still be short of the votes. So and fourth, it's probably criminal what he's trying to compel the election officials in Georgia to do. So Trump very desperate here, obviously. He's going to go down to Georgia today. He's probably going to say more about his own personal grievances about the presidential election than he is about the Senate runoff races. And, you know, Georgia voters are just going to be, probably as they have been for the last couple of weeks, scratching their heads, figuring out how this all is landing on them.
And I should just I want to correct myself. I said Brad Kemp earlier, which is a combination of Brian Kemp, the governor, right, and Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State, which just really just goes to show how my 2021 is already starting, Rick. I want to quickly ask you about a story that you've actually written about big businesses and their impact on the Republican Party. You saying that they could actually torpedo the Republican Party. I want to hear about that.
I think corporate donors and anybody who supports the Republican Party for the traditional reasons, law and order, business friendly, and so forth, really needs to take this moment to recognize that this is no longer the party of business. This has become the party of crime and disorder. You've basically got at least half of what seem to be elected Republican officials, starting with President Trump, saying we should commit crimes to overturn the election and do all other sorts of things. I mean, it's not incidental that the entire U.S. economy runs on rules, laws, and norms. Everybody knows what to expect when you sign a contract, when you make a deal, when you purchase something. And we now have Republicans saying laws don't matter, norms don't matter. I know some corporate donors are probably thinking this is just a few cranks in the party, and we're going to get back to business as normal once Trump is gone. I just don't think that's going to happen, because look what this is all about. This is all about ambitious Republicans, including some who want to run for president in 2024, trying to capture the Trump base and the Trump vote by doing anything they can to do it. Whether it's lawful or not doesn't matter. I think this is going to be an embarrassment to the party when you've got at least 12 senators and apparently at least 150 Republican members of the House trying to overturn what is clearly a legitimate election. There was no fraud in this election, no irregularities, but Republicans are basically saying, no, we don't want to play by the rules because we don't like the outcome. This is not the party of business. and corporate donors need to notice this.
And anyone who wants to read that piece can check that out on yahoofinance.com. Rick Newman, thanks always for joining us and
Kristin.
giving us some of your thoughts. See you later.